Coach's Connection, connecting you and the greater DMV to local sports programs, as well as the coaches that inspire our local youth.
Welcome to another edition of Coach Connection. I'm Ferrari, your host. And you've seen some dynamic young students, but I'm telling you, those students have been molded not only by the community and their families, but also about the coaches that they decide to actually work with. Because you all put them to work, Coach.
Definitely, that's the day-to-day grind. Gotta put them to work. Yep.
Gotta put them to work. So first, tell everybody, Coach, your name and the school that you coach.
Oh, my name William Alvarado, Coach Alvarado, as I'm known. I work with Coolidge High School. He's coaching soccer. I've been there for 3 years now. Time's flying by.
We having fun, right?
Of course. Working with the student athletes, of course, it's fun.
Now, how many students in that time frame have you worked with?
Ooh, I would say in 3 years, looking at players, over 100 probably.
Over 100.
Looking.
Yeah. Probably even more, right?
Yeah.
Now, when you are looking at those players, what do you normally look for? What do you see when you're looking at those players?
You know, the things that obviously, talent, everybody has talent. Yeah, but it's the work ethic, it's the discipline. In every sport, whether it's soccer, whether it's football, basketball, you have to have discipline. Talent can take you so far, but the discipline and then working day by day, that's what takes you to the next level.
Now, I've had the pleasure of asking your students why they chose Coolidge. Can I ask you the same? Why did you choose Coolidge? You could have played, because you've been all over the world.
I've been all over the world. I've been all over the world. I've been El Salvador, Mexico, and Brazil, you name it. The reason why I chose Coolidge, it's by my neighborhood. It's Tacoma. I'm from Prince George's County, but I live 5 minutes away from Chilham, Hyattsville area. I went to Northwestern High School, so PG County, represented. But going to Coolidge, I remember when I was younger, I used to play there, with my friends, and it's just giving back to my community. Because like I tell my students, I was once a teenager. I was just, just like you guys.
Yeah. So again, you decided, and that's so real. A lot of times we think our coaches are not from here, but most of them are. And as I interview you all are passionately connected to the communities and the students.
For sure.
Can you tell us what are some of the impacts that you've seen? Not just getting the young person to learn to play, but you've seen some amazing impacts on these young people's lives. Tell us some of the success stories of the students.
There's so many success stories. I think I can start off with one. He's not here with me right now. Malcolm, Malcolm Andrews has been through so much in his life. He started when in 9th grade year. I remember just him juggling the ball. Couldn't even juggle the ball. 12th year. We went to the semifinals, and I'll speak about that shortly.
Yeah,
but he works his tail off. Edwin, one of my players, Edwin and Jabari, those guys, they're still young and they work. And I think seeing the program shift from a small, I guess 12 players. Most of my players were football players, American football players. And now I see a lot of the players just taking this serious and coaches going to the next level.
Yeah. Now, this sport has taken you all over the world, right? What are some of the disciplines that not the students, but our community? What can our community do to help our students more?
Our community, I think the DC area, I think everyone knows it's, obviously famously known Chocolate City, but now the demographics is changing. There's a lot more Latinos from Central America. Your school, Rose?
Yeah.
A lot of Latinos, a lot of Latino kids there now.
I love my family.
Coolidge as well. So we have to cater, obviously to our black and brown brothers.
Yes, that's right.
We have to cater to them. We have to, use sports as an outlet, to get them off the streets, getting off, the violence that's affecting whether you're black or brown. It's happening, and it's unfortunate. But we're using sports as a gateway, as an outlet, just to give them discipline, but also to give them something that they're motivated and feel like that they can improve on in life.
Right. I love it. And those persons who are watching the show, is there a number or a website that people can reach and also volunteer or write a check to support? Because you all are spending a lot to make sure these students have this opportunity.
For sure. I can start off with our Coolidge soccer page, Coolidge Soccer Team, on Instagram. I don't use social media as much, but I think the best way is to contact me through email, william.alvarado@k12.dc.gov. I guess the email is the best way to. And if you need my number, I'll give you my number. I don't mind. 240-701-3727. If anything, when it comes to soccer or supporting our program, I'm definitely down to hear.
Got it. Mm-hmm. So I want you to know that like the students get up every day and they go on to school on purpose, you're also coming not just to work, but you're coming to be a part of these young person's lives. And so how important it is for our parents to be a part of that athletic event. So a lot of times he's like, oh, my son or daughter's at school. But when there's an event, we need our community to be connected to that. Why is that?
I think obviously community, it's very important. I think growing up, my parents, like they tell me, we're your first teachers. And I think having a mom, a dad, or doesn't matter, a father, it can be a grandpa, a grandma, whatever the case may be. I think that's important, having a community to have to support, because a lot of these kids out here feel alone. They don't feel like they don't have that support. But having a family member or even a faculty, staff, anyone, I think that actually helps them out to realize that I'm not alone in all of this, the things that are going on in this world.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you heard it from a coach that has been doing it for years with hundreds of young persons.
Many people.
In D.C., and abroad. Mm-hmm. Wow. Mm-hmm. I want to thank you all in advance for reaching out directly to him and helping him help other young persons literally have a better life by having other choices to make. So if you can volunteer, if you can show up, or you can just tune in, right?
You can just tune in, of course, yeah.
So once again, you've been watching Coach Connection. I'm Farrar Tate, and you are?
Mr. Alvarado, a.k.a. Mr. Will, the coach of Coolidge Senior High School.
Get connected. He's an amazing person. You should get to know
him. Coach's Connection, connecting you and the greater DMV to local sports programs, as well as the coaches that inspire our local youth. This show has been brought to you by the Scholar Athlete Sports Network, SASN.TV.